All right, guys, let's start this Monday edition of the show in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Welcome to another edition of What in the World is Going On with Rob Carson. That's me. Hi. How are you? All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and say right now, some good things are happening, including it looks like this show is being picked up by a network. Okay, now it's not Fox, it's not ESPN, certainly isn't CNBC. Never. MSNBC, any of those. It is a network. It is going to be picked up on weekends. And that's all I can really say about it right now. And this is great because the network that I'm talking to, their weekdays are full. That's why they can't put me on full time during the week. So that's cool. That's cool. I'm willing to wait, but it's an opportunity, and I hope you enjoy the show. In case you didn't know what the show's about, it is kind of a conservative, libertarian-leaning conservative take on the day's events, and I try to make it funny when I can. There are some things that just aren't funny, and I'm going to get to some things that just aren't funny right now, actually. I'm going to talk a little bit about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's passing was shocking. I'm not a big NBA guy. Never been much of a follower of the NBA. But it hit a lot of people, and it's impacted millions of people around the country, around the world for that matter. A lot of kids who idolized Kobe Bryant, and to some degree, I think certainly for good reason. It was an unbelievable story, and I'm not going to get onto that because I don't know the guy. I didn't follow his career very quickly, so I'm not going to try and dissect his career at this point. But I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I have discovered. UK Daily Mail. I'm going to share a report from the UK Daily Mail in just a second, talking about basically Kobe Bryant's life and also the circumstances around the helicopter crash. Here's the thing. Kobe Bryant died. His daughter, Gianna, 13. John Altobelli, 56. His wife, Carrie, and daughter, Alyssa. This is soul crushing. Because my mouth is not syncing. Oh, I think you're wrong. I think it's perfectly fine. John, I think you're wrong. Anyway, who else passed away? Sarah Chester, basketball coach, Christina Mauser, and the pilot Ara Zobayan, 50 years old. Now, Bryant's former pilot, Kurt Dietz, said the helicopter was like a limousine. It was in fantastic condition. He said it was very complex. Needs to be flown by experienced pilots. He added that pilots need at least a couple thousand hours flying in twin engine to be ready to fly this aircraft. This aircraft is a Sikorsky S-76B. Okay? Zobayan was an experienced pilot, licensed commercial helicopter pilot of 12 years, certified flight instructor of 2 years, and a ground instructor of 11 years, according to federal aviation records. That's what I've heard. Dietz, his former pilot, said there aren't a lot of people really qualified to fly it. They don't just fall out of the sky. He said it's considered bulletproof. Zobayan was flying the aircraft when it reportedly plummeted 500 feet in 15 seconds. 500 feet in 15 seconds. Dietz said that it appears that the helicopter more than likely crashed because of bad weather. The likelihood of a catastrophic twin-engine failure on that aircraft just doesn't happen. The aircraft was built in 1991. Pilots who spoke to TMZ said they believe Zobayan panicked and ascended to 2,000 feet in order to clear a mountain range. After ascending, flight track data showed he then descended to 1,700 feet in what may have been an attempt to go under the fog, which would have meant he likely didn't know a mountain was nearby. There were police helicopters that were not flying Sunday. Most helicopters had been grounded. In fact, I heard all. Flying that low on the ground can be very disorienting and risky, and it's possible the pilot became disoriented due to the visibility conditions when the helicopter appeared to veer off its path above U.S. Route 101. There was an overcast 1,300 feet and visibility of about 5 miles. The pilot was initially flying under VFR, meaning visual flight rules. which he was relying on the ability to see. That changed him when he was granted to SVCR, okay, or SVVFR, which is, and pardon me, I don't know all of this stuff. This is like, you're basically flying with instruments only. Instruments only, okay? So he needed to look at instruments because he was not able to see. Flying on an instrument flight rules is extremely more challenging than VFR visual flight. Unlike VFR, pilots are allowed to fly into clouds where there is zero visibility. So there you go. That's the difference. Around 9:20, the helicopter circled for 15 minutes just east of Interstate 5 near Glendale. Air traffic controllers held up the helicopter for another 11 minutes before clearing the Sikorsky to proceed north along Interstate 5 through Burbank's airspace. So I'm not going to speculate because I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just reading from the UK Daily Mail. But common sense tells you that it's a foggy morning. Everybody else had been grounded. Why in the hell was this guy allowed to fly? Is it because Kobe Bryant? You know? Because, you know, when he says, hey, man, fly, you fly. You would hope that an experienced pilot would say, no, sir, it's not going to happen. You can fire me. This was a report from the UK Daily Mail. They always do good work talking a little bit about the life of Kobe Bryant and the end of it as well.
Loss of a legend. The world is mourning the sudden and tragic death of Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. They were among 9 killed when their helicopter crashed into a hillside north of Los Angeles. The pilot wandered off his flight path, and now many are wondering if thick fog caused the chopper's crash.
You're still too low level for flight following at this time.
Moments before the crash, the pilot was warned about flying too low. He reportedly hit heavy fog and turned to fly in a different direction.
I have an aircraft going around, and he's been holding for about 15 minutes.
At approximately 9:45 a.m., the helicopter slammed into the side of a hill, killing everyone on board.
Here we do have one copter down with medium brush. We do have smoke.
Small plane down with brush involved.
They were in some serious reduced visibilities, and they could have potentially become disoriented.
Daily Mail TV exclusively obtained this video 15 minutes after the crash. Smoke rises from the downed chopper as emergency workers evaluate the scene. Wreckage is strewn across the hillside, and rescuers cover the lifeless bodies. Kobe, his teenage daughter Gianna, and 7 others were on their way to Kobe's Mamba Academy in Thousand Oaks, California.
You guys doing a good job, man.
He co-founded the basketball training facility in 2018. Everyone at the academy was devastated by the news. Among the dead, baseball coach John Altobelli and his wife Carrie. Their daughter Alyssa played basketball with Gianna. Peyton Chester was also on the girls' team. Gianna, affectionately known as Gigi, was following in her father's footsteps. These touching images show Kobe coaching his daughter's team the day before the crash. Gigi inherited her dad's competitive spirit. In what's believed to be Kobe's final filmed interview, he opened up about sitting courtside with Gigi during a Lakers game.
We just had so much fun because for the first time I was seeing the game through her eyes.
He told Jimmy Kimmel about the joys of coaching his daughter's team.
You're coaching your daughter's team.
I am. They're doing well, though. I mean, we've been playing for like a year and a half.
Do you think your daughter might want to play in the WNBA?
She does, for sure. And fans will come up to me, and she'll be standing next to me, and they'll be like, hey, you got to have a boy. UNV got to have a boy, man. You have somebody carry on the tradition, the legacy. She's like, oh, I got this.
Kobe was a trailblazer. He was drafted at just 17. He spent his entire 20-year career with the Los Angeles Lakers, winning 5 championships and bringing home 2 Olympic gold medals. Kobe retired in 2016.
I love you guys.
It's surreal. It doesn't make no sense.
After learning of Kobe's death, basketball great LeBron James was seen wiping away tears at LAX. Kobe Bryant, a man who transcended basketball to reach legendary status on and off the court, is dead at 41.
Mamba out.
Okay, there you go. That's a report from the UK Daily Mail. I give them credit, certainly, for doing a good job. They always do, and so it'll kind of give you an idea. It just sucks. It sucks that a father and a daughter. I've got a daughter. She's 14. I can't even imagine. He spent his last living seconds with her like that. It's terrible. It's just terrible. Prayers. Okay, let's move on to other stuff. There is a little bit of recapping to do from the weekend with regard to the impeachment proceedings. I don't have all the details on John Bolton's book and the excerpts leaked to the New York Times, so I'm not going to comment on that right now. I think it's bullcrap, to be quite honest. Other than that, So Mike Purpura is a counsel for Donald Trump. And Saturday morning, Donald Trump's defense team got to take the floor in the Senate. And they only did 2 hours over the weekend. They took Sunday off. They did 2 hours on Saturday. They're back today. Here are the 6 points of the Trump defense, according to Purpura, and then we'll get into some of the things that he had a little bit of fun as well. I'll share that in just a moment. But here are the 6 points of the Trump defense. Hold on, let's try that again.
What we're left with are 6 key facts that have not and will not change. First, the transcript shows that the president did not condition either security assistance or a meeting on anything. The paused security assistance funds aren't even mentioned on the call. Second, President Zelensky and other Ukrainian officials have repeatedly said that there was no quid pro quo and no pressure on them to review anything. Third, President Zelensky and high-ranking Ukrainian officials did not even know the security assistance was paused until the end of August, over a month after the July 25.
So much for the bribery thing. If they had no idea, doesn't exist. And by the way, Donald Trump withheld a lot of foreign aid until it could be verified it was going to be used, and that's squandered in so many countries, and Ukraine is notorious for it. And I might add also that the Democrat Party, here's my microphone, the Democrat Party, hold on 1 second.
Fourth, not a single witness testified that the president himself said that there was any connection between any investigations and security assistance, a presidential meeting, or anything else. Fifth, the security assistance flowed on September 11, and a presidential meeting took place on September 25, without the Ukrainian government announcing any investigations. Finally, the Democrats' blind drive to impeach the president does not and cannot change the fact, as attested to by the Democrats' own witnesses, that President Trump has been a better friend and stronger supporter of Ukraine than his predecessor.
Okay. Yes, because he gave them military aid and Barack Obama gave them blankets. Let's face it, guys, and I'm sorry I'm having some microphone issues. The Democrat Party has wanted Donald Trump gone since before he was elected, immediately following, calling for his ouster, his impeachment. This is the fruits of it, and it's fake. And the Democrats said they had it sealed. They had a leak-proof case going to the Senate. They didn't need to do anything. Now they want to add all sorts of witnesses and all sorts of evidence that was not there when they presented their case, and they wanted to rush it through the House. And they rushed it through the House. As far as I'm concerned, too bad, so sad. Regardless of John Bolton's effing book, which he wrote to sell books. And he wrote it as to sell the most books. Mike Purpura, counsel, also kind of embarrassed Adam Schiff. Remember Adam Schiff when he made up the transcript, the conversation that Donald Trump had with, and this is what the whole case is based on. There's a quid pro quo in a conversation. That was it. That was it. It was during the conversation. That was all. And now they're claiming all sorts of other things happened. No, it's based on the phone call. That was it. The flimsiest of evidence was brought forth by Adam Schiff, got through the House, fully partisan vote on impeachment to go on to the Senate based on that phone call. That was it. And Adam Schiff, of course, embellished. He said he was being satirical. He wasn't. He knew that he would be quoted on the news and he wouldn't be corrected. And then some people would actually believe that Donald Trump said what Adam Schiff said. Here is Mike Purpura, make sure it's right, Donald Trump attorney, embarrassing Schiff in the well of the Senate.
Mr. Chief Justice, members of the Senate, good morning. Again, my name is Michael Purpura. I serve as Deputy Counsel to the President. It is my honor and privilege to appear before you today on behalf of President Donald J. Trump.
And what is the President's response? Well, it reads like a classic organized crime shakedown.
He's playing Schiff.
Shorn of its rambling character and in not so many words, this is the essence of what the President communicates.
Now, does that sound like a parody to you? Does that sound like satire to you? I mean, is this the face of satire? Or is it somebody who wants to put words in the President's mouth because he knows the media won't fight him on it?
We've been very good to your country, very good. No other country has done as much as we have. But you know what? I don't see much reciprocity here. I hear what you want. I have a favor I want from you.
Is the parody starting anytime soon? Is this the parody that he was talking about, that this is a joke, this is supposed to make you laugh? Because I'm not getting it.
Oh. And I'm going to say this only 7 times, so you better listen good.
Sounds like an old crime novel. See, you better listen good. See? Yeah, you better listen. Yeah, you better be listening. You got to be in hot water. Hot water, I say.
I want you to make up dirt on my political opponent. Understand lots of it.
Understand lots of it, yeah.
This and on that. I'm going to put you in touch with people, and not just any people. I'm going to put you in touch with Attorney General of the United States, my Attorney General, Bill Barr. He's got the whole weight of the American law enforcement behind him.
Was that the punchline? Was that where it's supposed to get funny?
And I'm going to put you in touch with Rudy. You're going to love him, trust me.
Yeah, you're going to love him. Yeah, you're going to love him. Now, see?
You know what I'm asking, and so I'm only going to say this a few more times.
Yeah.
In a few more ways.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't call me again. I'll call you when you've done what I asked. Wow. This is, in sum and character, what the President was trying to communicate.
Okay, this is in sum and character of what the President was. Yeah,
That's fake. That's not the real call.
No.
That's not the evidence here. That's not the transcript that Mr. Cipollone just referenced. And we can shrug it off and say we were making light or a joke.
I didn't see the joke.
But that was in a hearing in the United States House of Representatives discussing the removal of the President of the United States from office. There are very few things, if any, that can be as grave and as serious. Let's stick with the evidence.
I can't think of anything more grave or serious myself, actually, except for at home. Like if my wife gives me a bunch of stuff to do over the weekend and I don't get it done, that's grave and serious. In my house, that's grave and serious. Serious. John Barrasso's senator, he came out from the hearing after Mr. Purpura called out Adam Schiff for his parody.
Today, a presentation that was strong and that was clear and that completely undermined the case of the Democrats and truly undermined the credibility of Adam Schiff. And I think the most effective thing that happened was when they first read, this is the President's Counsel, first read the transcript of the phone call with the President of the United States and the President of Ukraine, and then played the video of Adam Schiff with his fictionalized, made-up script. And from where I was sitting, I know the press couldn't see his face, but the blood drained from Adam Schiff's face as they played that video and his made-up words.
Okay, there you go. Not a lot of blood in that face, I'm not thinking. He looks kind of pale most of the time. Anyway, that's kind of what happened a little bit on Saturday morning. Today there was a lot of testimony, obviously, by Trump's defense team. I haven't had a chance to digest a lot of it early this evening, but I'll get it to you as soon as I can. Democrat impeachment manager Zoe Lofgren on MSNBC revealed what this is really all about. Impeachment is all about the election.
Right. But what do you say to those who say that's exactly what the House Democrats did by not going to court to try to force subpoenas and force witnesses?
We did go to court, as you know.
But you didn't pursue it in court. You ultimately withdrew the cases and went to the Senate.
We realized we had the evidence we were going to get and that it was sufficient to prove our case.
But didn't you surrender to the president stonewalling in that sense?
I guess in that sense we did, because if we had waited for 3 or 4 years, the election would be over.
There you go.
The issue would be almost moot.
Yeah. It's about the election. That's what it's about, kids. And it's not that the Democrats think that the election was upset. The 2020 is going to be adulterated by Donald Trump and Ukraine and the president of Ukraine and supposed holding aid for the investigation of Joe Biden, which, by the way, never happened. It's never happened, and the news media is completely ignoring it altogether. So what's that? So how is that? How is that going to upset the election in 2020? First of all, Joe Biden isn't leading anymore. He's running like third in Iowa. He's not going to win. Even if he was the candidate, he's not going to win. And the Democrat Party knows that. They know they don't have anything. They know their field is so effing lame, and sorry, it is. My God, are you kidding me? Joe Biden, 78-year-old career politician who's been wrong on everything with regard to foreign policy his entire career. Elizabeth Warren, radical, lying, former professor, pretended to be Native American. I want to get into a story here shortly because the Des Moines Register endorsed her, saying that she was a voice of truth. I'm going to show you why that isn't the case. I want to say hi to Parker. Hello, Parker. Also, Paul and Tom and Max. Thanks for watching. One of the things that, and this is Adam Schiff again. Adam Schiff, we just played him making up the conversation he had with the president. See, you know. Well, he made it up again on Friday. This was on Friday. He made it up. He made up something completely out of whole cloth. It was somebody who said something on CBS News, and this is how he rolls. He makes stuff up. He lies. I'm not sure the word I'm looking for. He lies. Here is him attempting to twist, and this really ticked off the on-the-fencers. Lisa Murkowski, Senator, first of all, really upset about this, but I'll just go ahead and play the clip, and if you haven't seen it, it's unreal.
CBS News reported last night that a Trump confidant said that GOP senators were warned, vote against your president, vote against the president, and your head will be on a pike.
Okay, so it's someone hearing that someone heard, which is exactly what the whistleblower thing is all about. The whistleblower didn't hear anything, just heard that somebody had heard. That's pretty much what he's just saying right now.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if that's true. But in case it is true. Here.
Vote against the president and your head will be on a pike. I have to say, wow. When I read that, and again, I don't know if that's true, but when I read that...
Again, I don't know if it's true. But when I read that...
I was struck by the irony. I hope it's not true. But I was struck by the irony of the idea...
Oh, he's getting dramatic. This is just looking off. I'm being contemplative.
When we're talking about a president who would make himself a monarch, that whoever that was would use the terminology of a penalty that was imposed by a monarch.
Wow, that is like mega turbo stretch of a lifetime, like Stretch Armstrong if he was stretched across the United States. That's how much he has stretched that one. Wow. That's breathtaking. I mean, honestly, that's pretty breathtaking as far as acting is concerned. To be able to parlay that line, oh, man. Apparently, Senate chamber, Susan Collins from Maine reacted when Schiff said that. Said that's not true. And shook her head when he said the head on a pike comment. Senator James Risch of Idaho said that's not true. But again, Adam Schiff is saying that he heard from someone Collins said in a statement afterwards, not only have I never heard the head on a pike line, but also I know of no Republican senator who has ever been threatened in any way by this administration. Just when you think Adam Schiff can't sink any lower, he goes lower. But I don't know how you go lower. More conservative Republicans also reacted to Schiff's remarks. John Cornyn, he did a lot of damage to his credibility in insulting the senators. James Lankford, Oklahoma, he just capped it up with being insulting to everybody. John Barrasso said Schiff offended every Republican senator. Not every Republican had reacted with anger, according to the USA Reporter, when Schiff made his head on a pike statement. Senator Tom Cotton laughed at the remark, pulled out his fidget spinner, and started twirling it. And, of course, now that he said something as offensive and ridiculous as he did on Saturday morning, Adam Schiff is now saying that he has been actually threatened by Donald Trump. Again, distracting from what he has done by claiming victim. Not an uncommon thing for Democrats in America in 2020.
What do you make of the criticism that some Republican senators who you might want to see vote for witnesses didn't like your head on a pike comment? Murkowski, Collins, and Ernst, all three Republican senators who are might be open to witnesses, thought you got too personal.
Well, I don't think it was personal to refer to this CBS story. What may be personal, though, and I think I have to be very candid about this, is I made the argument that it's going to require moral courage to stand up to this president.
Well, you have to have morals first, and unfortunately, sir, you do not.
This is a wrathful and vindictive president. I don't think
you are a wrathful, wretched, and awful and vindictive member of the House.
There's any doubt about it. And if you think there is, look at the president's tweets about me today, saying that I should.
Because you're an awful person.
Pay a price.
You take that as a threat?
Oh, is that a threat?
I think it's intended to be.
Oh, yeah.
But look, it is going to be very difficult for some of these senators to stand up to this president. It really is.
And to also, avoid hearing the truth and listening to Adam Schiff's lies. It's going to be hard.
Just no question about it.
But you can do it.
And I want to acknowledge that. And I don't want to acknowledge it in a way that is offensive to them. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but I do want to speak candidly about it.
You just offended them. You don't care about offending them. You've made that very clear. The other day, last week, somebody said that if the senators, Republican senators, do not vote for the impeachment of Donald Trump, then they are part of a cover-up. What are you doing? What do you do if you want Republicans to side with you and then you say stuff like this, that the president threatened to put their heads on a pike if they didn't vote in his way? What the hell are you thinking? Real quick, want to mention a spectacular product that I love. It is called Dots Pretzels. Dots Pretzels. Right over here, kids. Oh, right over here. Dots Pretzels are absolutely amazing. They are buttery and garlicky. A little salty, a little oniony maybe, and they're perfect as is. Don't serve them with anything. Don't put any ranch dressing nearby. Don't put any mustard nearby. You don't need it. Super Bowl's coming up. If you don't know where to find Dots Pretzels in your area, maybe your grocer doesn't have them, just say, hey, man, can you get Dots Pretzels? Okay, if not, you can go to dotspretzels.com, dotspretzels.com online, DOTS, pretzels.com, and order them there. I'd order a lot of them. They're available at True Value. They're available at Hy-Vee. They're available at Hen House and all these stores in Kansas City. Hopefully where you are up and down the I-29 corridor, it is spreading across the country. They've got a new plant in Arizona as well. Dots Pretzels. There's a reason why now they've grown this gallery at the impeachment trial. With Democrats saying people don't know how easy getting tickets are and Republicans blaming dull opening remarks. Here's the deal. Do you know why the spectator gallery at the Senate is half empty? Because the Democrat Party has been doing this for 3 years. The Democrat Party for 2 years said there was evidence of Russian collusion, Donald Trump colluding with Russians to throw the 2016 election. All of that was proven false. And out of nowhere because of a plant inside the White House, 2 plants inside the White House. One, a Lieutenant Colonel Vindman. One, the whistleblower who relayed to someone who had left the White House and worked with Adam Schiff a phone call between Donald Trump and the president of Ukraine, in which there was alleged a quid pro quo. Open and shut case, right? Open and shut case. Democrats called their own witnesses. During the House proceedings, they voted unanimously for impeachment. They sent it and said, it is done. This is a cut and dried case. Anyone who did not see this president as guilty of these crimes would be a complete ignoramus, in other words. Here's the thing, and I thought about an analogy for why people are not filling up the gallery, why people are not watching it at home. Because after 3 years of this is like a waning sitcom at the end of its popularity that didn't know when to get out of it. You know, we're in season number 23, and nobody's really watching anymore, and so people have kind of left. The only way they're going to come back is if there's like the big season finale. Maybe they'll watch the day that Donald Trump is acquitted. Maybe that's going to be the big season finale or the big end of the entire series. But that's what I think. I think people are just beaten to death by it. They've been beaten to death by it. This president has been eaten alive by the press every single day. 97% of press coverage negative against this president. People have been saying, like, numerous Democrat senators and congressmen have been saying, impeach Maxine Waters, impeach 45, impeach 45. That started right after he was elected. People are tired of it. I've been to the Capitol, and I've sat, and unfortunately, the only time I was there, Lindsey Graham was speaking. I was like, oh, can you give me somebody who's really good? Rand Paul, he's taken up crossword puzzles to entertain himself during the proceedings. He says 28 hours of hearing the same thing over again isn't all that exciting, and that was what happened when the Democrats were on the Senate floor last week. It was the same thing over and over again. It's like a bad top 40 radio station where you hear the song 20 times a day. And trust me, on some stations, 20 times a day. Hello, Aunt Kay. How are you? Hello, Carol and Amy and Mark. A lot of people joining us tonight. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Coming up here very shortly, going to talk a little bit about this, coronavirus in China. Going to talk about, a little girl whose mom and dad built her the dream bedroom, and it also is every suburban mom's fantasy as well. I'll explain. And animals like junk food too. In fact, better than what they're supposed to eat. I will show you video evidence of that coming up in just a couple. How's that sound? Oh, this is funny. Jeffrey Toobin on MSNBC was talking Saturday about how Donald Trump's defense team, after the 2-hour performance testimony on the Senate floor Saturday, said that Trump's lawyers put him in a very good position. However, they're a little monochromatic.
White House and white people. This is a lesson in the diversity of the two parties. I mean, you look at the House managers, it was almost evenly divided between men and women. You had 2 African Americans, you had a Hispanic. I mean, look, it was all white men today. There are two white women on allegedly on the team. We'll see if they're allowed to argue. But
obviously they wouldn't be allowed to argue because they have girl parts, right? Isn't that it? While we're going through the quota thing, while we're debating how many white people or how many whatever color people it had to be and has to represent, I guess. Where are the lesbian Native American amputees? Why aren't they being represented here? Where are the lesbian Native American amputees on the defense team?
I mean, I think, they're
all white guys.
Visual medium, when you have one side that has a very diverse team and the other side that's all white men, that says something in and of itself.
Does it really? You know what it does? It does say something in and of itself. You're obsessed with race. There you go. Who gives a rat's rear end what color anybody on the defense team is. Who's keeping track? Who thinks that way? Who thinks that way? Honestly, if that's all you got. He literally said that Donald Trump's defense team was ahead. They really presented a great case. And then he said, but they're all white guys. So that was his way of taking away from their presentation of the facts, I guess. Unbelievable. Hi, Dave. This is pretty funny. Ahead of the Iowa caucuses next week, the Des Moines Register endorsed Senator Elizabeth Warren, saying that she would treat truth as something that matters. I know. Here's the problem. Elizabeth Warren pretended to be a Native American for many years. Oh, yeah, you know what? Hey, Marty, you're right. Marty says Pam Bondi isn't a white guy, and she did. She testified today, didn't she? Pam Bondi. Thank you, Marty. Thanks for telling me that. So he was wrong. We had a woman actually testify today in front of the Senate. Thank you, Marty. Anyway, Elizabeth Warren listed herself as Native American in the Association of American Law School Directory, and according to the Boston Globe, she had her ethnicity changed from white to Native American at the University of Pennsylvania Law School. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if you're going to treat truth as something matters, you wouldn't live your life as somebody you're not. She taught there from 87 to 95. Harvard Law School in the 90s touted Warren, then a professor at Cambridge, as being Native American. Did Elizabeth Warren say anything to the contrary? No, she didn't. Warren acknowledged that she had listed herself as a minority on an Association of American Law Schools directory. Last October, during a town hall in Nevada, she told the crowd she lost her teaching job in the early 70s because she was visibly pregnant. By the end of the first year, I was visibly pregnant, and the principal did what principals do in those days, wish me luck and hire someone else for the job. This is another one where she's supposed to be, treat truth as something matters kind of candidate. YouTube clip posted in 2008 shows Warren giving a completely different reason for why she left the school, that she was merely a temporary hire, and at the end of her term decided that she would not pursue qualifications required to hold the teaching job permanently. These are two lies that she carried with herself for years, not exactly treating truth as something that matters. November, she told a school choice activist in Atlanta that her children didn't go to private schools, but the very next day, her campaign told a different story. That her son transferred to a private school after facing difficulty in public institution. Miss Warren's son, Alex Kirby Hall, went to this school, cost $18,000 a year for tuition. Again, not exactly treating truth as something that matters. Spanky joins me tonight. Hello, Spank. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Let's move on to more fun things, like a pandemic sweeping across China. Yeah, not exactly fun, but something we should certainly be concerned about. And if you haven't seen the similarities between these pandemic blockbusters, pretty similar. Beijing is warning that the coronavirus is more contagious than SARS, and infections will continue to rise. Officials hit back at claims of a cover-up amid fears 90,000 cases in China alone. Beijing's health minister assured face masked reporters that authorities have cranked up efforts. And we can trust China, right? I mean, they aren't the ones that slaughtered all those people in Tiananmen Square in 1990 and crushed their bodies and blew them into storm drains with fire hoses. That's not that government, is it? Oh, yeah, it's the same government. Yeah, kind of hid that slaughter of those people and run a whole lot of re-education camps and, have little baby girls left on the roadside to die. But other than that, they are a great, outstanding, trustworthy country, China. The health minister assured them that, seems like the ability of the virus to spread is getting stronger, added that the administration will continue to curb transport links and scrap planned public gatherings. Okay? Now, this is some video that I saw. I believe, I'm not sure I got this. I believe it was on the, might have been on the UK Daily Mail, one of my favorite sources because I get great video from there. This is a nurse in China, most probably breathing her last breaths because she attempted to tell the truth, not because she might have the virus. But here she is talking about possible cover-up and how things are actually a lot worse than they seem.
各位亲友们，各位长辈们，我是金慧，我目前还在武汉汉口这个疫区，我向大家汇报一下，目前我们整个湖北甚至全国的疫情情况。现在已经有9万多人次，这个病毒的传染几率是多少呢？就是一个人传染之后，如果说他没有被有效的隔离的话，或者说进行有效的治疗的话，他会传染给他身边的14个人，那么这个基数就很大了。现在正值春节假期之际，天南地北的亲戚朋友、子女都往家里赶，都是为了合家团圆，在一起吃一顿。
Okay, I think we get the point. But, food for thought. Apparently, they're trying to build like 4 hospitals in Wuhan. This is where the chemical laboratories were. There were 4 of them, I guess. This is one that were working with these pathogens that could kill millions and millions of people. And as they mutate, and these are all the things that we worry about. Appears to happen. Here's the, Chinese army has been deployed, which is never a good sign.
经中央军委批准，解放军分别从陆军、海军、空军军医大学抽组3支医疗队，1月24日晚上。
Okay, did you get all that? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Everything cool? All right. No, not a clue. Anyway, they've been deployed. It's getting serious. It's getting serious. All right. Trying to think of a couple other things I need to cover, but no, I think we're pretty much covering it. We only got a couple more stories here I think you'll like. Yeah, I'm not going to play the Chinese patient having seizures. I don't want to do that. This is a pretty cute story. This is a little girl, 3-year-old. Renee Dobie Beck posted a series of photos of her daughter Aria's playroom, complete with replicas of coffee shop and retail. Here is one picture of this little girl. You know why? Mom goes to Starbucks. There she is. So mom just decided to, take some cute snaps and build her a little facade in her room where she could be a barista. Which, if she pursues an acting major or an English major or women's studies major or most majors most majors will end up working right out of college. There you go. But it didn't stop there. Oh, no. If you're going to be thinking about suburbia and mom's wearing yoga pants and drinking coffee, you got to think of Target. Yeah, that's what mom did. Mom decided to build a little Target store, too. So I don't know about you, but this right here, that's a good Saturday for my wife right there. That's it, right? It starts over here, and it goes right over here. Yeah. Then it goes to the liquor store and it gets some Chardonnay. Then it comes home and then she's on the couch and I'm hanging in here doing a podcast. And there you go. So there you go. That's kind of a cute little thing. Mom apparently said that her favorite places are Target and Starbucks. And then the daughter, of course, loves that too. So she created a Target using, Aria's cube storage unit in her playroom, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, built a Starbucks in a. This is what women like to do on the weekends. And nothing against you guys who like to do it, but I think it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different for us guys. We go to Home Depot. All right, we'll start at Starbucks, but we'll go to Home Depot. Although, Target is okay. I don't like really going there anymore. I know. I'm a Walmart guy. I like Target. Don't get me wrong. I like Walmart better. Okay? I'm just kind of there. I admitted it. Ooh! Ooh. You know what? Father's Day's coming up. Mother's Day's coming up. Valentine's Day's coming up. Give the gift of roasting, barbecue, smoking meats. What a glorious gift. What a glorious art to learn about it. I don't know if you know this. I'm very proficient in the Q. Okay? Very proficient in smoking meats. Been doing it for a very long time. Pit Barrel Cooker is a terrific sponsor, and this is a terrific smoker and a terrific grill. It's one of the best I've seen. Well, I moved back to Kansas City about 5 years ago, and I was looking at all sorts of smokers and all sorts of, gas and pellet and wood and all this stuff, and I saw this simple barrel smoker. I'm not kidding. It impressed me the most when I got here. I went, wow. It's simple. This Pit Barrel Classic you can have delivered to your house for about $300. You get the accessories, the chimney to light the coals on the bottom, light the wood on the bottom. You can grill, you can hang meats, you can do your own bacon, you can do your own ribs, pork butt, brisket. What do you want? Sausage, smoke your own sausages. Oh, it's glorious. Fish, chicken, all of it. pitbarrelcooker.com, pitbarrelcooker.com. All right, you guys are curious about the national show that has agreed to pick me up. Dave, I get it. Marty, I get it. All I can say is the reach of this network is 50 to 70 million people. I will tell you that at least two very big names in punditry and broadcasting are involved and have channels on it. I'm going to be added to the lineup to start on the weekends. So what in the world is going on with Rob Carson is changing to Rob Carson's What in the World? I'll just tell you that. It's going to be about a half hour long, and it's going to run multiple times on this network on the weekends. And then we'll take it from there. I can't say anything right now, but I'm just going to say it is an honor to be considered. It's a video show. I've always been successful in radio. It's what I've done. For the first time, somebody's saying, Rob, we want your video product. We want to see you. We want you to talk to the camera. One of the things the guy says is, you got to get that mic out of your face. You got to get that mic out of you. People want to see you. I was like, really? Well, that makes me feel good. No, Marty, it's bigger than that. I will tell you personally, just between you and me, Marty, you and Dave, hold on, I'll message you. All right, let's move on to the final story of the day. Final story of the day. This is kind of funny. This is a video. I get a lot of video off the web, and I didn't get a chance to do as much video today as I wanted to. But this is a Bang Sen Beach, Thailand. There's a monkey swoops in, lands on the window of a car. Now, he has offered several things to eat. One of them are his native favorite, bananas. Bananas. Or what they call down there a crisp, also known to us as a potato chip. What do you suppose the monkey did? There's some banana. You want some banana, don't you? No. You want some banana? No. Banana? No. Potato chip? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. There you go. No banana. No banana. See, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, UK Daily Mail. You're awesome. I appreciate it. So, here's the thing. The banana's been told what it should eat, or the monkey's been told what it should eat. I think what we've seen there is kind of a metaphor for the school lunch program that was proposed by the last administration and Donald Trump just repealed. That's how kids react. When you banana? No. Banana? No. Potato chips? Oh, hell yeah. See, the thing is, remember that? Liverwurst. Pretty good. So what'd you do? What you do is you learn the art of scattering it around your plate to make it look like that you've actually decimated all over the plate. So just little specks of it everywhere instead of a pile of it. There's that. Second, burying the items you don't want under your mashed potatoes. That's another one. And third, ladies and gentlemen, is what is it that you do when you're a little kid. You don't want to eat what's on your plate, but you want to convince mom and dad that you ate it. You give it to the dog. Yay! Exactly. So there you go. The monkey here, he didn't have to do any of that. He just threw it out the window. He just said, I'm not eating this crap, and forget about it. Hello, Ryan. How are you, my buddy? Good to see you tonight. That's going to about wrap it up for me tonight, guys. I do appreciate you joining me. If you would, see right up here, patreon.com. It's patreon.com. Look up Rob Carson, and it's a way you could pledge to support me continuing what I'm doing. Just go there, $1 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month, whatever you want to do. Patreon.com, Rob Carson. I'd appreciate it. More details coming up on the video network that's picking up my show. More details on my food radio show, which is about to go syndicated nationally on Envision Radio Networks. I'm going to give you all of that stuff. All of that's coming, okay? In the meantime, as I've been saying, for the first time in our lives, guys, 2020 is no longer hindsight. It's all right here. That doesn't matter. So if you're going to fall, and you will, and you'll pick yourself up, but if you're going to fall forward, all right? God bless you guys. Have a glorious evening, and I'll see you again soon.